Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke, an ACA qualified accountant, and in today's video we're going to be discussing 5 last minute tips to help you ace your accounting fundamentals certificate level exam. Over the course of the video I'm going to run through some last minute non-technical tips and advice to help you feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more confident going into your exam over the course of the next few days. At this stage, if it's the night before the exam, it's not about cramming. It's about consolidating what you already know and feeling prepared and ready to sit your exam. I want to give my thoughts about how you can maximize exam performance, avoid any common traps or pitfalls on the exam day, and just make sure nothing throws you off course at this stage. Cool, so let's get started. So my first piece of advice is don't panic if the exam feels hard. This is the most common exam day trap that candidates fall into. They panic when they hit a hard or difficult question or an unfamiliar scenario. But the thing is, when it comes to accounting fundamentals and the ACA generally, you only need 55% to pass the exam. You don't need 70%, 80%, which you may have been aiming for at university. No one is grading you on perfection here. The objective should be completion, not perfection. There's no gold stars or commendations you get for getting 90%. Your objective is solely to pass and hit that 55%. ACA exams are designed to be challenging, so if you find the exam tough when you sit it, trust me, you're not going to be alone. Everyone in that exam room is going to feel the exact same way. So many candidates will experience panic, anxiety on exam day because for many of them this is going to be the first time they've ever sat an exam where their job is potentially on the line. They need to pass to continue on the program with their employer. So there is a lot of stress associated with the ACA and the accounting fundamentals exam. If you do get stressed on exam day, breathe, take 10 seconds, relax into it. Everyone's going to be feeling the exact same way as you are. One bad question or one challenging section within the exam isn't going to define your result. You only need to get just over half of the marks to pass. My second last minute tip when it comes to doing well in accounting fundamentals is to make sure you're clear on your exam strategy before you walk in. Go in with a game plan. Don't try and wing this exam. Decide, are you going to start with the MCQs first, or are you going to start with the long form scenario based question first? How much time are you going to allocate to each question? What's your strategy if you get stuck on a question? What are you going to do? These are all questions that you need to be clear on and have an answer for before you walk into the exam. Sticking to a plan will reduce stress and keep you on track to passing the exam within the time allocation. So don't waste time trying to figure out answers to these questions on the fly. Think about them now before you've gone into the exam. Like I said, are you going to start with the MCQs or are you going to start with the long form scenario based questions first? You need to know that before you walk in. What are you going to do when you get stuck? Think about that before you walk into the exam. How are you going to react to a difficult question? And then how much time do you need to allocate to each section? You will learn that through your mock exam practice, but definitely have an answer to that before you walk in. Another tip is to briefly revise your weak spots. If you've got one or a couple of days before the exam, you haven't got time to go over all of the concepts in depth, but you do have time to go over those handful of areas where you're weaker. And if there's a concept you've consistently struggled with, say allowance for receivables, depreciation, how you post journal entries, it's okay to take a couple of hours to go through those topics and just refine your understanding. Stick to making summary notes, flashcards, going through specific questions in the question bank. Any light touch revision that's going to reinforce your knowledge is going to be helpful. Focus on high yield topics, things like dead click, the accounting equation, accruals, prepayments. Don't start anything new the night before the exam. Now's the time to refine what you know, not start learning anything new on top of that. My fourth last minute tip is to familiarise yourself with the exam software. If you haven't done already, open up the ICAEW software, which you can access on their website. You don't need to attempt any of the questions at this stage, but do get a feel for the interface, how to navigate the tabs, input answers, use the calculator, and review your responses. If you've seen it for the first time on exam day, you're probably going to feel a little bit more stressed out. So yeah, it takes only 5 to 10 minutes to get comfortable with the software, but the payoff could be huge because you don't want to be looking at it for the first time on exam day. And finally, prepare what you need to take to the exam. Make sure your ID is ready. You need passport, driving license, take 2 forms of ID to your exams so that you can get in smoothly. Bring a bottle of water, just so you've got some hydration during the 2-hour exam session. Take an approved calculator, make sure it's working before you go into the exam. You don't need to bring any stationery, they'll provide you with scrap paper and pens. You don't need to bring a watch because you'll be given a countdown clock on your exam screen. You can bring earplugs if you want. I always took earplugs because I found that candidates around me were always super noisy. Confirm your exam time, location, know where you're going, when you need to be there. Nothing adds to exam stress like running late, so make sure you're super prepared in terms of what you need to take, where you need to be, and when you need to be there. Cool, so there you have it. There's 5 last-minute tips to acing the Accounting Fundamentals exam. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit calmer, more focused, and ready to ace your exam. If you've got any questions about Accounting Fundamentals, please feel free to fire them off in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. If you like the video, please smash the like button and consider subscribing. If you've got the exam coming up, I wish you the best of luck for it. You're going to absolutely smash it. I'll see you guys in the next one.